This is Korea News for February 7, 2022. 2 years have passed since the first confirmed case of COVID-19 in Korea on January 20, 2020. Due to high rents, rising material costs, and declining sales day by day, the self-employed fired their family-like employees who worked at the store, and families such as their wives and brothers made up for the lack of labor. According to Statistics Korea, the number of non-wage workers, including self-employed and unpaid family workers, totaled 6.52 million last year, a decrease of 18,000 from the previous year, accounting for 23.9% of the total workforce. This is the lowest figure since statistics were compiled in 1963. Choi says he is planning to reopen the store by moving to another area where rent is cheaper. It is impossible for the family to make a living by closing the store altogether. While the number of confirmed cases is rapidly increasing every day due to the spread of Omicron mutation, the symptoms are relatively mild. In a commentary, the Federation of Small Businesses said, the current social distancing quarantine policy has lost its meaning due to the spread of mutant species. We need to seek a transition to responsible quarantine, he insisted. Famous musical actor Kim Jun-soo has been diagnosed with coronavirus infection. The agency Palm Tree Island announced that it will cancel all scheduled events on the 6th. According to the agency, Kim Jun-soo preemptively conducted a rapid antigen test when he heard that an actor he was appearing in a musical with had contracted corona the day before. It is said that Kim Jun-soo was negative in a total of 5 tests, but he received a final positive result in an additional PCR test. It is known that Kim Jun-soo completed the Moderna vaccine booster shot. With the number of new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection exceeding 30,000 over the weekend, news of musical actors being confirmed one after another is coming out. Previously, actors Ok Joo-hyun, Park Kang-hyun, Seo Kyung-soo, Jong Sun-ah, Lee Chung-ju, and Lee Sang-yoon were diagnosed with the coronavirus. In the aftermath of this, there are setbacks such as cancellations of performances or changes in casting. Earlier, the encore performance of the musical Excalibur, in which Jun-soo Kim was appearing, was cancelled 2 days on the weekend due to the diagnosis of another actor. The musical Something Lawton has been suspended since the 28th of last month due to the confirmed actor. The musical Hades Town was cancelled until the day before due to actor Park Kang-hyun's diagnosis, and then the cast was changed and the performance was held. People's Strength presidential candidate Yoon Suk-yeol showed a forward-looking attitude about the unification of candidates with Ahn Cheol-soo, the presidential candidate of the People's Party, saying, "The mention itself is not polite to Ahn, but there is no need to rule out the possibility." In an interview with the Hanguk Ilbo reported on the 7th, candidate Yoon was asked about the unification of opposition candidates in an interview with the Hanguk Ilbo on the 7th. He said, if unification is achieved, it is a matter to be decided in a blitz between candidate Ahn and I, rather than revealing it to the outside and proceeding with it. He also said, in the conservative camp, I say that there is no urgency for unification, and the passport pretends to encourage unification, but it is a matter for me to judge. As the presidential candidate registration date approaches on the 13th and 14th, the political circles are paying attention to Yoon's attitude toward the unification of the opposition. Candidate Yoon gave an answer that seemed to leave the possibility of unification open in Gwangju on the 6th. After a meeting with local reporters in Gwangju, he said, "Unification is a matter for me and the previous headquarters to deal with," he said. Meanwhile, party leader Lee Jun-suk is consistently taking a hardline attitude by remarking, "When this Friday comes, the word unification will no longer come out at the Victory Resolution Convention in Seogu, Incheon on the 6th. By Friday, our party members will know the poll results. See if I'm wrong or not," he assured. He continued, "To say that I don't unite with candidate Ahn Cheol-soo because I have a strong sense of humor is talking about people who take politics lightly. Candidate Ahn has no personal feelings at all." People's Power Yoon Suk-yeol, presidential candidate, Won Hye-kyung, head of policy at the presidential election headquarters, said on the 6th, if we want to win the ultra-thin presidential election, we must unite with Ahn Cheol-soo of the People's Party. As a deadline for unification negotiations, he proposed 14 days, the deadline for his candidacy. Director Won Hye-kyung said, if each candidate registers and then unifies, it becomes more difficult. We have to go with an easy unification that reassures the people. This is the first time that the leadership of the predecessor headquarters has publicly mentioned the need for unification, while CEO Lee Jae-myung has been sniping candidate Ahn every day and bolstering the self-reliance theory. The time has come, said one. He also countered, of course, it is possible, and what can't be done. About the people's joint government theory with the party, which is being talked about in some circles. When asked if candidate Yoon had the same thoughts, he replied, I think so. However, he added, it is not the official position of the fleet headquarters because it has not gone through the decision-making process. Regarding the timing of the public activities of candidate Yoon's wife, Kim Hye-kyung, he also said, it is the judgment of the majority of the predecessor headquarters that there is no need to come out at all. Some Democratic Party lawmakers who posted criticisms on social media that targeted the media that reported the controversy over the excessive protocol of Kim Hye-kyung, the spouse of the Democratic Party's presidential candidate Lee Jae-myung, deleted the post. Lee Won-wook and Kim Byung-wook, a member of the Democratic Party of Korea, posted an article on Facebook on the 6th with the title, President's Position on SBS and KBS Reports. In the post, I ask SBS, which reported Kim's Emperor's Protocol, and KBS, which reported the suspect of changing corporate cards. Regarding Kim's excessive protocol controversy, he insisted, if you look at the relationship between the incidents, it is clear that no matter what Secretary A is asked to do, the subject is the mother-in-law, not Mr. Kim. The controversy over the purchase of beef and sandwiches, the allegation of a prescription for a proxy, and the allegation of corporate card exchange were also refuted, saying, at this point, we are revealing that we have doubts about the relationship between Mr. If you fabricated facts that didn't exist or expanded small facts and reported them to the media, the relevant media companies who reported excessively close to misinformation without thoroughly checking the facts, as well as the relevant media companies, will be dealt with, as a result of which it is difficult to recover. It also contained a warning message, I will hold you accountable. However, the two lawmakers who posted the post on Facebook deleted the post on the morning of the 7th. An official from the Public Affairs Committee said, the article is an article impersonating the Public Affairs Committee, and the two lawmakers thought it was the official position of the Public Affairs Committee and did not post it on Facebook, but it was checked and taken down. It is known that there is a possibility that the meeting may be postponed or changed because North Korea did not disclose the facts regarding whether the Supreme People's Assembly will be held on the 7th. North Korea's major media outlets, such as the Korean Central News Agency, the Rodong Sinmun, the official newspaper of the Workers' Party, and the Chosun Central Broadcasting Station, did not release any reports on the Supreme People's Assembly until 9 a.m. on the same day. If the meeting was held the day before as predicted, the news should come out this morning due to the nature of the North Korean media reporting the day after. Whenever the Supreme People's Assembly, which is the constitutionally supreme leadership organ of the South and the regular South Korean National Assembly, is held, the North Korean media have delivered news of the meeting at around 6 a.m. the next day or the evening of the same day. However, the North Korean media made no mention of the Supreme People's Assembly. The government authorities are also paying close attention to the related trends, as there was no report in the North Korean media that day. The Supreme People's Assembly is a place where basic principles of national policy such as constitutional and legal amendments are established, major national organizations are appointed, and the previous year's budget settlement and this year's budget bill are approved. At the Supreme People's Assembly, it has been observed that North Korea will ratify the direction of the party and the state's work this year, which was decided at the party plenary meeting held at the end of last year. Thank you for watching today.